Hello and welcome. Good evening, everybody, on this web presentation tonight. My name is Claudia Eifert, and I welcome everybody on the call who's logging in morning, afternoon, evening, depending where you guys are actually coming from. It's always a great pleasure to have you calling in from those many places. And while we are opening here this webinar, while I'm going to introduce the founder and CEO of Utopian Global, I'm going to say hello to all of you viewers, of course, in our live stream on Facebook, on YouTube. You're welcome, of course, to enjoy this presentation. And of course, all you people here on the webinar. Now, because of the application, you're going to see on the webinar, or the folks who logged in the webinar, they're going to see Bill live. And the folks who log on social media, they see me live. So this is how it works. And in the next few minutes, I'm actually going to share the screen then for you guys on social media, that you're going to see the slides, which Bill is going to present. So the presentation will take approximately 25 to 30 minutes, while Bill, the founder and CEO of Utopian Global, is going to walk you through how to build and grow wealth through the Utopian Global wealth building platform. And I'm going to check if we have some Q&As at the end that we can address for you here. So with that, I'm going to get started now. Again, Bill, it's really always great to have you on the call, and I know you're busy. You're in Dubai right now, still coming on, which is fantastic, and actually hosting this presentation. So I'm always really grateful for that. As you see, of course, on the slides here, Utopian Global, the company, is actually started in 2008 and growing in over 139 countries, and all the time, of course, exploring more. We're doing this. Why? Well, because with the purpose to help ordinary people make extraordinary wealth. And Bill, the founder of the company, that was really his purpose, his mission when he first started it back in the day in 2008. And he's a very successful entrepreneur, having been in multiple different businesses, from hotel industry to as well building huge and large organization in networking, in a product-based company of nutrition. As now, of course, having ventured in 2008 to precious metals, gold, silver, and income-producing assets. And this is really what we want to talk about today, income-producing assets, gold and silver. Why everybody on planet Earth, it doesn't matter where you are, why you need to have gold and silver, and why you need to have income-producing assets, why this is really a key for the building of your wealth and your future and your generations' future, of course. So with that, Bill, it's a great pleasure to have you here, and let's get started with the presentation.
Well, Claudia, it's great to be here. Thank you for hosting it. Yes, I'm here in Dubai. Weather's absolutely glorious here right now. It's going on to after 11 p.m. here. So welcome to everyone in parts of Australasia, Europe, of course, North America, South America. It's great to be here. So let's get started, Claudia. As you said in summary, we've been around since 2008 providing services to our members, which is absolutely fantastic. So we're about to walk into our 13th year of operation, which is great. So thank you for all of our members and clients that have been with us, loyal, trust, and prosperity building for that period of time. It's simply been a bit of a journey. Well, my journey started off really in business back in 1986. It wasn't a gold business. Here I am standing at the Argor Horizon refinery in Switzerland. That wasn't my primary business. I actually started off in business in 1986 buying my first hotel business in Melbourne, Australia. And over 20 years, I owned 4. I was also introduced, as Claudia said, to the multi-level marketing or network marketing industry in the early 1990s. I then went to London, met the owners of a particular company, got the rights to introduce these particular awesome products to parts of Europe. And as a result, that we built a huge, successful organization of people just using products and services that they like. And really, this is what we're doing here today. Except our products are not nutritional. They're not products that you drink or end up down the toilet or drain. These are products, these are real assets that build wealth over time. It has real value. And this picture was taken, as I said, this is probably 2008, 2009 at the Argyle Horizon refinery. This bar of gold is about 9 kilos. So today, what's gold? About 62,000 a kilo. So it's probably a bit over $500,000 in value. Now I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you that you can, with gold, you can have a lot of value in a very small weight in one sense, and it's been money for 5,000 years. We're going to speak about that throughout this particular presentation. But primarily, what does Utopian Global bring to the table? Why are you here, and what do you expect from it? Well, primarily, we bring wealth preservation in the form of real assets, not companies that have shares of ideas or even tokens that have no intrinsic value. May have a good story behind it. We have assets that have real value. Gold and silver. We have Store, which is a natural resource asset. We'll speak about that. And we have our global affiliate program where you get the ability to be able to generate a strong income. We're going to show you 3 easy steps where you can actually generate a secondary source income. And in today's world, we all surely do need it. And one thing's for sure, 2020 has been a year that has awakened us in many areas about our health, about our well-being, about our finances. How many of us around the world were caught out? We didn't expect 2020 to turn out like it was. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves, our businesses shut down. We find people being laid off from work. Maybe our incomes have been greatly reduced. Many people in many parts of the world, no income. So how have you been able to survive? Did you have savings? Were you burdened with debt? Credit card debt, mortgage debt? If you had assets, what assets did you have? Were the income producing assets? Many people were caught with no savings, living paycheck to paycheck. 2020 has revealed one thing in our world. Finances are key to our well-being, and many people, unfortunately, weren't prepared for such a storm, financial storm, to hit upon us. It's caught many people out, even the wealthy as well. We're living in a changed world. Jobs, the way that we employ. When I grew up, getting a job, there's no question about it. I knew I was going to get a job. Okay, probably more of a labor type profession, but I knew getting a job, I wanted to earn income. It would not be a problem. Well, for many of the young people today, it's not so easy. Or even older people, middle-aged people, I would say, before they get into retirement, maybe changing a job, they'll be made redundant, trying to get back into the employment industry, very difficult, if not virtually impossible for many of them. And of course, robotic labor, artificial intelligence, it's said to reduce our labor market by another 40% over the next 15 years. So our labor opportunities, our employment opportunities are contracting. This forces us to think outside the box, because 2020 should reveal one thing to us. Unexpected things can happen to us, not just in the financial markets and our employment, but in many other areas as well. We need to be open for new things. And we cannot always rely on the past status quo. What worked before is not going to work in this new economy that we're emerging into. We're living in a digital age now. Things are shifting very fast. I grew up with this ruling paradigm, Bill. The ruling paradigm was to work for 40 years, retire, and to retire on a third of what wasn't enough even during those particular 40 years. Imagine you've been a job providing your labor, your services to a company, loyal services, maybe for 30, for 40 years. All of a sudden, the time clock of your life clicks over, and you're now unemployed. Not unemployed, you're retired, maybe on a pension, but your income has actually reduced so significantly. But what about your pension? What about your pension? Could you really rely on that in today's world? Historically, I think people could. I mean, pensions never really paid well, but maybe they were secure that you knew that money was going to come in every month, in one sense. And not a lot, but it was going to come in. Will that be the same in the future? Well, is it sustainable? Well, in the 1950s, there were 16 to 17 workers paying taxes to support a social security system per retiree. Today, there's 2.9 workers producing taxes, income, to support each retiree. And between now and 2030, that's going to reduce by another 30%, more than 30%, to bring it down to only 2 workers supporting each person on social security benefits. So you see there, will the governments have the money? Will they have the financial plans in place to be able to look after you in your retirement? Historically speaking, I don't think governments have ever done a good job on that. So I've always had the attitude, for decades now, I take responsible of my finances for myself. I think, Claudia, you're still unmuted. I hear the noise in the background there. So it's up to us to take the financial responsibility for where we are in our lives and what plans we're going to have to move forward into the actual future. The other thing that's affecting us today, and this is something that's new, Japan's had negative interest rates maybe for 20 years, but for many of us in the West and many other parts of the world, this is something new. Do you really understand it? What are the consequences of negative interest rates? Primarily, if you were a saver, which is a good attitude, which is a good habit to have, you would actually be rewarded. If you make your saving, you put your savings in the bank account, the bank would actually give you money for doing that. Well, with negative interest rates, that's no longer the case. Let me just give you a simple example here to show the effects of this. For example, even if you got a 5% return on your money in a bank, or let's say an asset, to get just a simple $50 extra or euros per month, you would need to have $12,000 or assets in value giving you a 5% return. An extra 600, you need to have 150,000 in value, and for 10,000 per month, which you all should be aiming for, you need to have nearly $2.5 million in asset value, or in cash in the bank, term deposit giving you a 5% return to earn that. Now, negative interest rates. Now, we haven't gone negative here. We're giving you a generous 1%. Now, many parts of the world, Europe and in the US and many parts, 1% you don't even get. But even at 1%, you get $50 or 50 euros or 50 shillings, whatever it is per month. You would need to have $60,000 in the bank to give you $50 a month. I mean, it's just not smart to tie up that amount of equity to give you such little return. For $600 a month, you need $750,000. We're going to show you how you can actually earn later on in the presentation an extra $600 per month, and you don't have to have $750,000. In fact, you just have to have enough to buy yourself a bottle of water each day or a coffee each day. It will be enough to be able to afford you to have a global business to be able to generate that. But here, the negative interest rates, you look at what would be required to generate $600 plus per month. And of course, 10,000 per month, you need not crazy, it's a wonderful number, 12 million, but most people don't have it. So we see the world of finance, the world that affects our quality of life, our well-being, many forces outside of our control. The other thing, which many people don't realize, they do in one sense, is that the currency they're working for is losing its value. It's working against you. Whatever paper currency you have in your hand today, it's going to buy less than 50% by 2030 as what it will today. So if you have 100 euros, 100 francs, 100 US dollars, whatever it is, doesn't matter, it's just paper. Between now and 2030, it's going to buy less than 50% of what it does today. Look at this chart, it just depends on the rate of inflation, okay? And even though governments say inflation's very low, 1 or 2%, they're not telling you the truth because they don't factor in all the components to calculate inflation. They don't factor in food items, they don't factor in energy items and some other things as well, which of course is a significant cost on us people on a daily basis. So the key message here is the longer you hold on to your income, the less it's going to buy over time. You just have to ask yourself the question, what did $100 or $20 buy you a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, to what it buys now? And what do you think $20 or $100 is going to buy you the next 6 months or 12 months? Of course, it's going to buy less because that's the trend. It's designed that way. Through the central banking system, through the effects of inflation, paper currency is designed to transfer wealth away from you and your family back to the central banking system. When you get that key point, you understand to build wealth, you've got to think outside the box. You can't be just trying to sow seeds, but putting your savings into a bank account and hoping it's going to grow prosperity for you. You need liquidity there. You need to have money in those types of vehicles to pay for your living and maybe mortgages and different things like that. But to build wealth, that is not the smart way to actually do it. Your money's going backwards, as we just showed. So why not work for something that stores value over time? At the moment, you're getting up and going to work, maybe working 40, 50, 60 hours per week, and you're getting paid in a currency that's losing value over time. That's unjust weights and measures, we would say. It's unjust. You're trading 2 hours of your time, getting paid for something that's losing value over time. So gold has held its value for thousands of years. What matters is not the price, but its buying power. It's not the price. People look at it and say, oh, gold's up, gold's down. It's what the unit of value, for example, 1 ounce of gold like I have here, what it will buy for you over a period of time. So let's have a look what we mean by that. So as an example, and this example was given to me by a banker in 2003 in Zurich, Switzerland at the Grant Thornton Accountant's Office. His name is Philip Judge. You've heard me speak about him many times. And he told me, Bill, he said, throughout history, rulers of empires, royalty, and the financial elite have always put part of their paper wealth because they know that this stuff loses value over time. So this group of people have always put part of their paper wealth. He said then it may have only been 3 to 5%, but they've actually saved it in the form of gold. And he said this is the reason why. He said you can go back to Roman times, and 1 ounce of gold would actually clothe the person. 31.103 grams I have here, pure, 99.9 gold, Argol Horias. It would actually clothe the person in Roman times thousands of years ago. And he said 100 years ago, in the 1920s, 1 ounce of gold would do the same thing because 1 ounce of gold in the 1920s in the US had a fixed price of $20 US. And for $20, one of these greenbacks, one of these paper, you could actually buy a 3-piece suit, shirt and tie, and leather shoes for $20 or the equivalent of 1 ounce of gold because $20 would buy you 1 ounce of gold. Now, Philip's next question was, here we are in Zurich, Bill, what could you do with $20 today? And I joked with him and said, Philip, we just came from having coffee and cake in downtown Zurich, and that cost us $20. You don't get much for it. In fact, 3 cappuccinos in Starbucks, no change. Even here in Dubai, in most places downtown, $20, maybe maybe you get 4 cappuccinos. But the same ounce of gold, exchanged to dirhams here, exchanged to Swiss francs, exchanged to US dollars, euros, whatever currency it might be, this is just under $1,900 right now per ounce. It's still going to give you a fine 3-piece suit, shirt and tie, and leather shoes, and it'll certainly clothe the lady very, very nice with the boutique she was able to go to. It's the store of value that's actually the key. That's what we need to understand when it comes to gold and building wealth. It's just another quick example. In the United States, the average median home price in 1971 was $25,000. In 1971, the gold price was $35 an ounce, so I could actually buy the standard home, medium home in 1971 for $25,000, or the equivalent of 720 ounces of gold. Now in 2020, the medium standard home price is $280,000, so we need a lot more paper, don't I? Nearly 12 times, 13 times, whatever. Yet, having been saving generationally, putting part of my paper wealth into gold or silver, I'd only need 143 ounces of gold today to get me that same medium value of home. That's the key. When we talk about the store of value, it's what the unit of value can actually buy for you. Paper loses value over time. Gold, silver preserves that store of value. You can see here from this chart, just quickly touching on, gold has outperformed all major fiat currencies being government sovereign currencies, which are manufactured in one sense, no little labor associated with it. Euro, British pound, US dollar, significantly over the last 20 years. Silver has also been classified as a precious metal for thousands of years. And just a simple example here, in the 1960s, coins actually contained precious metals. They don't today, they contain base metals. But back in those days, they contained precious metals. And the US quarter contained, which is 25 cents, contained 5.6 grams of silver back then. And a quarter back then would actually buy you a gallon of gasoline. Now, in the US today, you need probably, I don't know, well over $2. You need about 10 quarters to buy you maybe a gallon of gasoline. Back then, you only needed 1. But the same 5.6 grams of silver will still give you that gallon of gasoline. So what's the common denominator? It's a store of value. And here it is again. Same chart. Silver has outperformed all major currencies for the last 20 years also. As you can see here, US dollar, British pound, and euro. So through Utopian Global, we make gold and silver savings very, very easy for you. Primarily, you can get started from as little as 25 euros per month, less than a couple of dollars a day, less than a bottle of water a day. You can actually save towards precious metal, turning paper into real asset value. All of our gold is produced at the Argol Horias refinery in Switzerland, which is London Bullion Market accredited. Some is our vaulting facility and shipping facility, that's Loomis International. That's a London Bullion Market accredited facility. And all the gold sourced from Argol Horias in Switzerland and shipped to you, to the countries that we can actually do ship to. All the gold and silver is vaulted in order to, at Loomis, on us, for us, I should say, and that's where it's actually shipped to you and also sold back from there as well. The other assets I want to speak about, so we're speaking about precious metals now. Precious metal, what does that do? It's been money, it's wealth preservation, it's saving in something of real value that's not going to lose value over time, whereas paper wealth does. And now we want to move into some assets that, first of all, have real asset value, and secondly, have the potential to generate another source of income. We just saw that the longer you hold your paper wealth, the less it buys, which means your income over time is going to buy less and less. Your income that you earn today, between now and 2030, is going to buy less than 50% of goods and services, which means you and I really have a position where we have to double our income in the next 6-7 years. And we're only really keeping up with inflation in that respect. So what is your plan to do that? So we need secondary sources of income. And one of those is to own assets that actually produce an income. And we have the World of Store, which is, of course, a natural resource asset that we were introduced to by Ryan Messer. Let me just tell you briefly how I met Ryan Messer and the team, because this is something that just didn't pop into our heads in 2019 and brought to the marketplace. Now, I've known Philip Judge. He's the banker I spoke about. I met him in 2003 at the Swiss Grant Thornton Accountant's Office. And as a result of that meeting, he introduced me to gold and silver. He also introduced me to an energy fund, a natural resource fund he was managing. And Ryan Messer was the CEO of a public company at that time. He was in the US. And I flew to the US to look at this energy fund. This is now 2004. I met the team. I met the geologist, Jay Stewart, and many other people as well. I was impressed by the team, their experience, their integrity. And as a result of that, I looked at the assets, went to many different sites around Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And as a result of that, I invested significantly into actually those particular assets. So I have known Ryan Messer for many, many, many years, and I've been associated with business with him for many years. Excuse me. Now, why I speak about this, when it comes to partaking in your money and putting it into investments, you need to know who's in control of this, don't you? It's a very important key to your due diligence. Who's in the game? Who's managing this? Who are these people? You should be asking these questions. Well, Ryan Messer, I've known since 2004 and been associated with business since then. Fantastic, very professional, very smart, knowledgeable man. And we, as a result of him being involved in the natural resource sector for all these years, we actually, our first hard asset that we bought with Utopian Global was actually Store, which is a field, oil and gas field in Texas. It's 5,600 acres, 156 wells actually, over 90 of those are producing. And the lifespan of this particular asset is about 25 years. The ownership of this particular asset, we bought 12%, and the other 85+% is owned by industry insiders such as geologists and engineers. The Catholic Church, Scholarship Fund of America bought a small percentage as well. And this asset's actually managed by owners, so they've got skin in the game. So even though we've had a very challenging year in this sector in 2020, it's produced a profit every year. So it's performed very, very well because it's under great management. These owners that have owned part of this particular asset, they've been managing it since 2002, so they know the asset very, very, very well. And they're managing because it's their primary business, it's their primary source of income. And that's who we're in partnership with here. So this is one of the reasons why I heavily invested in this particular asset myself, because I believe in it and how it's managed. So we've spoken about assets, how you can preserve your wealth, how you can generate another source of income. And now we want to talk about how you can better your life, because we all want to be able to improve our quality of life, don't we? And finances certainly plays a huge role in that, a mega role actually. And people say, oh, you only talk about money. Well, I can tell you right now, when I grew up as a young child, on the kitchen table, we were not allowed to speak about money, but we never had a lot of money. So, one thing the wealthy people do, they don't have a paradigm about the ability to speak about money. I mean, money does not make you a better person, but it certainly can give you a better quality of life. Certainly can give you the ability to reach out and help other people, more probably less advantage than what you are. You can reach out and help other people. You can help charities if you have money. You can't help the poor if you're poor yourself. So finances play an important role in our quality of life. It affects your time freedom with your children and families, your well-being, and of course, your overall lifestyle. So this part of the presentation, we're going to actually teach you and show you through 3 simple steps how you can actually generate a strong secondary source of income, and then you can convert that back into real assets such as gold, silver, and other assets we'll be bringing to the table. So are you ready to change your financial future? Why do I ask that? Because not everybody is willing to do so. They'd love to be in a different situation, but not willing to take a step forward. But there's 2 ways to join Utopian Global. One is the customer. You can come in, you can just go and exchange paper stuff for gold and silver, and you can get involved with our different assets and earn distributions from our assets that we have available for members. The other way is that you actually become an affiliate, where you actually become a business owner and have the ability to actually generate another source of income. And there's 2 ways to do that. One is that you refer our products and services, such as our assets and our gold and silver savings plans that we have. And the other thing is that you refer our global business plan that we actually have. And this is really important because then you start to tap into the power of leverage. We pay daily, we pay weekly, we pay monthly into your e-wallets. It's a very simple concept, and we don't need to overcomplicate this. I said 3 steps. Here's the first 2 steps. Step 1 is you're going to select and buy an affiliate asset package. Step 2 is you're going to share it. If you like what we have, you're going to share it with some other people. When you do that, when they buy something, you're going to get paid. You're starting to build another income, which is really important, especially in today's world. Nothing is guaranteed. We know that, correct? So here's an example of the packages. So step 1 is you buy your package. They start from 99 euros. On this premium packages, affiliate packages, they go to 3,500 euros. Now, when you buy a package and you share it with other people, they buy a package, you're going to get a commission. Now, generally, let's just say the 99 euro package, you would introduce me, you may have bought a 99, you've introduced me, I buy a 99, you pick up 37 euros in commissions. So if you were actually to share that with 3 people, you'd already have your money back, debt free. If you signed up with a 99 euro package and I actually bought a 3,500 euro package, you'd earn just under 1,000 euro. Not bad, even though you've only joined up with a 99 euro package. The 390 euro package, this is really probably one of the most popular ones because there's advantages to being involved in there. But again, if you join up with a 390 package and whatever package I buy, you're going to earn a commission. But if you sold 3 other packages the same, you're going to actually be cash flow positive. So it's designed to very low risk. You buy your package, you share it with 3 people, you've got your money back. And as you can see here, there's a 14-day money back guarantee. You don't have to be stressed. Even if you sign up for the 99 or the 3,500 euro package, you've got 14 days. If you don't like what you have, what you got involved with here, you can click on the button. Must be within the 14 days. I will guarantee it 1,000% if it's within our terms and conditions of 14 days. If it's over, we're not going to honour it because the commissions have been paid. We lock our commissions up for 14 days. People see them in the back office, but we don't release them. They're held in escrow until the actual guarantee is actually 14-day period's finished, and then we release those commissions. And just for the 3,500 euro package, you need to get 4 packages of the same to be able to get your money back. With all these other packages, you share it with 3 and your money's back, as the example says here. The example is very simple. Hypothetically, you join up with a 390 package, you share it with 3 other people, you've already earned 440 commissions, your asset is free, and anything that you're going to earn from those assets, or gold and silver, or income generating assets, is actually a bonus over and above because it doesn't owe you anything now. This is what we like about this. So 1, you actually buy your package. 2, you share with 3. But now I'm going to speak about the power of compounding. This is really, really important. And when you understand this element of leveraging your time, whatever you do in business and your life, you've got to have this formula with you. Because if you don't, you're going to be trading your time for money year after year after year, maybe for 40 years. And like most people, you're going to retire maybe just above broke, okay? Waiting for that beloved pension from the government. But if you're involved, doesn't matter where you are in your life right now, if you understand the power of leveraging your time and money, you have the ability of drastically changing your life. I can tell you, it happened to me. Let me just give you the explanation here first. So it's the power it's really the power of compounding. Einstein called compounding the 8th wonder of the world. And this is why. Day 1, you have 1 cent, you double. Day 2, you have 2 cents. Day 3, you have 4 cents. Double that, you have 8 cents, and so on. Doesn't sound like much, but even by the time you get to day 30, you're up over $5 million, and by day 31, you're over $10 million. From 1 cent in 31 days, by doubling it, this is the power of compounding. Now, this makes the point, if you do this with time, you leverage your time, you leverage your labor, you significantly leverage your income, okay? And as we explained to you, the idea of Utopian Global is the ownership of real assets. And of course, the other things we want you to generate is a long-term residual income. So you buy your package, share it with free. Now, if you did that and you help them do the same and help them do the same, this is over time, okay? You would actually, of course, generate an organization that would actually generate you a bit over 8,000 euros per month, and you have a team of around 2,000 people. It takes time. Now, people look at this and say, is this one of those pyramids? No, it's not. A pyramid is where the company does not have a product, okay? They make money from air, and the people who join today can't earn more than money above them. Claudia's been with us 12, 13 years. People who join up today have the ability, even in her own organization, to earn more money than her, okay? But I want to make the point here of the power of leverage. So you joined up, you enrolled 3 of your friends maybe. It's not a big expense, is it? It's relatively, to me, it's zero risk, to be quite honest. You get getting ownership of assets, you can get started for 99 euros, get them to do the same and repeat it. And you can see the leverage of that you can actually build over time. It does take time, okay? But by adding one extra person, if you sign up 3 people, just by adding one other person and you leverage that, the outcome of leverage, the power of leverage and compounding is significant. All of a sudden, you don't have 2,000, you have 21,000 people in your organization. This might take a few years. And your income, monthly income is 54,000 euros per month. Let's imagine you're only 10% successful. 10% successful. You're still talking 5,000 euros per month. Now, I told you that I was involved in this industry many years ago, in 1998, 1999. I went to London, met the owners of a big company out of the US, got the rights to introduce the products and services, the nutritional products, to some European countries. As a result of that, we built a big organization. When I say we, mostly them, I initiated the concept. I was involved in it. I traveled around Germany as well. But it's a team. Success is a team effort. I worked with my close team, maybe my close 4 or 5. In fact, it was probably 5 to 6 people I worked with closely there, with really 1 or 2 leaders. And we built an organization of over 50,000 people, more than double this. So I was living in Australia running my hotels. Here I'm on the other side of the world having this huge network performing. All they're doing is buying products and services, using them for themselves, and generating a massive income. It took some years. My first bonus checks were just cents. Then it broke $1, which is pretty exciting. But once you start to build up a bit of momentum, as you saw in the doubling the cent, all of a sudden it would jump from maybe $200 per month to $700 a month, from $700 a month maybe to $3,000 a month. And before I knew it, I was earning a strong 6-figure income on the side. In Australia, business is happening in Europe. I'm in Australia running my hotels. When I'm asleep, I'm generating money. And this is what you have to do if you really want to be able to set yourself financially free. Now, I like to work with 5 because I can, and so can you. If you can introduce 3 people, you can certainly introduce 5. Remember, the risk is very minimal here. You can get started from 99 euros, pays out the same on the commissions, whether you buy 99 euros or higher one. The fast track commissions are different, of course. I'm talking about the monthly residuals now. But the point I want to make here is the power of leverage. Starting just by you adding 1 more person, instead of having 3, adding 1 to 4, by adding 1 more person to 5 and teaching them to do the same thing, buying assets every month. Your team now is nearly 100,000 people. Now, we had a team of over 50,000 people, so these things do happen. They work. It takes a few years, and your income will be, this is per month, this isn't per year. This is 195,000 euros per year. And this is exactly how you get paid if you build an organization like that. Now, we know that's not going to happen, correct? This is how it would work. But again, but even if you're only 10% successful, you're talking 20,000 euros per month income. Okay, and I was certainly earning that back those days with that particular company. That's the power of leverage. Some people are going to enroll 5, some people will enroll 25 and train them. Some people will enroll 1 person, some people will enroll none. It doesn't matter. The key is that you've got a great company, got real product which has asset value, and you're sharing on a daily basis. And as you share, which is sowing seeds, over time it's going to harvest. And those people who are trained, they're gonna sow seeds as well. And over time it's going to grow. And believe you me, just like when you plant a tree, the first years you don't see much, but all of a sudden the growth just starts to happen, doesn't it? It's life changing, I can assure you. So step one is you select the package. Step two is you refer it to 3 people. Therefore, you've got no risk actually at that particular point. Okay, a bit of work involved, a bit of training to learn what our business is, etc. Once you've done that, you're risk free. And then it's to build a network. So what is actually the cost of building a network? Well, one is effort and skill, of course. Secondly, it's 50 euros per month. And you're getting asset ownership. So every month you're getting a little bit of asset ownership, and it's costing you less than $2 a day, 50 euros per month. Now, how many people waste $2 per day? Here you can actually own a global international business and earn a solid income and increase your asset ownership month after month by doing this particular program. So what would you rather do? Buy a Starbucks cappuccino, we know where that ends up, or buy a bit of gold and silver every month and have other people do the same. You're building asset value, you're building up revenues, and over time you build a strong organization that can certainly set you free financially. You're in business for yourself, you're not in business by yourself. We have trainings. Claudia does many of the trainings around the world. We have many supporting systems there. I won't go into that right now, but Claudia might touch on that at the end of the particular presentation. We have other global rewards as well. People have flown into the US, visited our different assets. We have a lot of other incentives as well. I think the biggest incentive to me was back in those days was always just to generate that secondary source of income, which you can see is quite easy, and to be able to have the ability to make money while you're sleeping. That was my trigger. I just got it. And the friends I introduced you to, they got it. They said, and in those days, let me just touch on this. This program we have here for you is an investment of 50 euros per month. You buy a package, share it with 3, have your money back. You then on your asset accumulation plan, 50 euros per month, less than $2 a day. We had to invest 150 Australian dollars back then per month buying shampoos and all these other types of products. Here, you can buy silver every month. What would you rather have, a garage full of silver or a garage full of oxygenated water or shampoo? To be quite honest, you're building wealth month after month. That's the uniqueness of our particular program that we actually have here. So the time is to get in, contact the member that introduced you to Utopian Global, get your questions answered, okay? We do have the, of course, disclaimer, that's really important. I'm not giving you financial advice. If in doubt, go and see your professional financial consultant. And even though the figures that we showed you there is exactly the way you will get paid, the payouts will depend upon people's performance, the effort, and the ability to be able to do the actual work required to achieve success with it. Store equity is not available in the US, and of course it does come with a 14 money back guarantee on the enrollment packages. When I say enrollment packages, I mean the packages from premium packages, 99 euros up to 3,500 euro packages, and even the quantum packages which start at 9,000 upwards up to 7 figures. They're also a full 100% money back guarantee if the refund is processed within the 14 days. 15 days is not going to happen. 14 days you're going to get it. Just be fair. We're strict, but we're fair. So Utopian Global, as it says here, you'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. And I must say, growing up in a dairy farm in Australia, then going up to own 4 hotels, it started with absolutely zero. Meeting entrepreneurs in London to take this company into Europe, and all the different things I've done. It's happened because I've changed the way I do things on a daily basis, you know. And if you want to change your life, it means you're going to have to change something on a daily basis. It's a choice you have. But if you sow the right seeds of prosperity on a daily basis, if you're conscious of sowing the right seeds every day and you persist and learn and keep doing it and never ever give up, I can assure you, you're certainly going to change your life and you're going to change your family's life. So with that, Claudia, back over to you.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. And let me just get my camera on here as well on the live stream. There, thank you so much for this presentation, for the great insights you did give us. I mean, it's certainly time to get in now. I mean, if you, and again, you don't have to be so super smart to know that something is obviously very, very wrong right now. And of course, gold and silver has always be the safe haven. But what it's more important is that you need to have an income right now, that you need to make money right now. And I believe this, I believe you got it quite clear from Bill. This is what we have and provide for you here. So let me just check, Bill, with the different mediums we are on here on the questions, if you do have some questions. And if you are having some questions and you haven't yet asked them, you can type them in your board. We have this little, of course, in Facebook or on YouTube, you can write it down, or in the webinar, if you're logging in from there, you can have it on the webinar panel. There's a little chat message so that we can actually check them. But I'm watching all the different avenues here on social media if I do see some comments coming. So bear with me 1 second. Reggie said that was fire, Bill. So you are on fire. I think most definitely. You are. So let me just see here further. There's lots of things coming out, so you got to really watch this space in the next few weeks. There's a lot which you, Bill, are working on over there in Dubai. Again, what's the mission? It's to provide more and more different tools and income vehicles, of course, for our people. Why? So that you generate and make and build and grow more wealth. So let me just here, I don't see anything at social media right now. I see likes, I see hearts, which is fantastic. So keep sharing it. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. So there's no other comments, Bill. So it's up to you to actually close the call now. I want to say thanks to everybody and get on these calls. We do a lot of trainings as well. So we do a lot of different presentations in different time zones. If you don't know where to find them and you are registered with us, you are a customer or you are an affiliate, simply in your back office, you have a little bell button. It looks like a bell. It's on the right-hand side, most likely, where you will see the different Zoom calls and presentation. You can just log into them, or you can even share them with people. So let's go ahead and share the message, because again, the time, as you see, it's now to build wealth. Because at the end of the day, what do you have? Plan A for many people just didn't work out the way they wanted. So we all need plan B, C, and D, I believe, in order to have a better life. So Bill, thank you so much. I leave the closing words up to you, and thank you all your listeners, since I don't see any more questions at this point of time.
Well, thank you, Claudia, and thanks everyone for taking your time out for joining us. Really, just don't complicate this. It's a very, very simple concept. Okay, it doesn't cost much, a couple of dollars a day. You're getting ownership of real assets, share it with other people, generate another source of income, build up your asset ownership over time. It's really that simple. It does take time. Most importantly, it takes persistence. But if you're not sowing, you're not harvesting. So with that, thanks everyone. Be safe and well, and look forward to the presentation, which is on Saturday, I think. So thank you, Claudia.
That is correct. Thank you, guys. Thank you on social media, everybody. Share, like it, comment, and so on. Thank you.